ASP.NET Developer 101, ASP.NET MVC. An ASP.NET developer specializes in building web applications using the ASP.NET framework, which is developed by Microsoft. Here's a detailed breakdown of what it means to be an ASP.NET developer. 1. C# programming. ASP.NET is primarily based on the C# programming language, so a developer should have a strong grasp of C# syntax, object-oriented programming principles, and familiarity with the .NET ecosystem. 2. ASP.NET Framework. ASP.NET is a web application framework that provides a rich set of tools and libraries for building dynamic web applications. Some key components of ASP.NET include ASP.NET MVC, Model View Controller. Similar to Django, ASP.NET MVC follows the MVC architectural pattern, separating the application into models, views, and controllers. Developers should understand how to structure their applications using MVC, handle HTTP requests, and manage application logic. ASP.NET Web Forms. While MVC is the preferred approach for modern web development with ASP.NET, developers may encounter legacy applications or projects that use web forms, which is an older technology for building web applications with a more event-driven model. ASP.NET Core. ASP.NET Core is the latest version of the ASP.NET framework, designed for building cross-platform, high-performance web applications. Developers should be familiar with ASP.NET Core's features, including built-in support for dependency injection, middleware pipeline, and cross-platform development. 3. Database access. ASP.NET developers often work with databases to store and retrieve application data. They should be proficient in using ADO.NET or Entity Framework, which are .NET libraries for accessing and manipulating data from relational databases like SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, etc. 4. Front-end development. Like Django developers, ASP.NET developers should have some knowledge of front-end technologies such as HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and front-end frameworks/libraries. They can use ASP.NET's Razor syntax for server-side rendering of HTML or integrate with popular front-end frameworks like Angular, React, or Vue.js for building interactive user interfaces. 5. Security. Security is a critical aspect of web development, and ASP.NET provides features and best practices for implementing security measures in web applications. ASP.NET developers should be familiar with techniques for preventing common vulnerabilities such as cross-site scripting, XSS, cross-site request forgery, CSRF, SQL injection, and implementing authentication/authorization mechanisms. 6. Testing and debugging. Writing automated tests and debugging code are essential skills for any developer. ASP.NET developers should be proficient in writing unit tests, integration tests, and UI tests using testing frameworks like MSTest, NUnit, or XUnit, and debugging tools provided by Visual Studio or other IDEs. 7. Deployment and DevOps. Understanding deployment strategies and DevOps practices is crucial for launching ASP.NET applications into production. Developers should be familiar with configuring IIS, Internet Information Services, deploying applications to web servers or cloud platforms like Azure, setting up continuous integration/continuous deployment, CI/CD, pipelines, and monitoring application performance. 8. Version control. Proficiency in version control systems like Git is essential for managing code changes, collaborating with team members, and tracking project history. ASP.NET developers should be comfortable using Git for versioning their code and working with branching strategies. 9. Continuous learning. As with any technology, ASP.NET evolves over time, and developers should stay updated with the latest features, best practices, and trends in web development, C#, and the .NET ecosystem. Continuous learning is essential for staying competitive in the field. In summary, an ASP.NET developer is responsible for designing, developing, testing, deploying, and maintaining web applications using the ASP.NET framework, leveraging their expertise in C# programming, web development, databases, security, and deployment practices.